right, we finna read about Swahili, because the reason why I'm bringing this out was last week you had a woman come up speaking Swahili like she was doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like she was really doing something. You see? And give me John 7:24. Anybody hold it? John 7:24, and give me 1 Samuel 16:7. Right? And hold it. But she was coming up and speaking Swahili. You know what I'm saying? Like she was really doing something.
Samuel, I got John
16:7. John 7:24. Nah, she was coming up speaking Swahili like she was doing something. You know what I'm saying? You know? So let's check Swahili out. It got it up in here. So we finna check it out. Check it out.
It says Swahili is a complete refutation of the rather general belief that languages of primitive people,
right? Primitive meaning shit, I forgot. Look up the word primitive. I forgot. I got it. It escaped me right now. Meaning something ain't been changed. Like it ain't been tampered with. It ain't been changed. In other words, primitive.
Primitive.
Right.
It says relating to or donating or preserving the character.
See, preserving the character.
Of an early stage in evolutionary or historical development of something.
Yeah, so preserving the character, right? In other words, it ain't been changed. So Swahili ain't been changed, okay? Remember that. Swahili ain't been changed. Go ahead.
Alright, it says
primitive meaning.
Primitive peoples are necessarily primitive and consist largely of grunts, groans, and mixed up ideas.
Right. So speaking this English language, that's what you would come with, right? Grunts and groans. But the Swahili is not, it ain't been changed, so it's an original language. It ain't barbaric, so to speak. But in the eyes of the world, Swahili, since it ain't been changed, they would look at it as barbaric, like it need to be changed. Words need to be changed around in there. Okay, that's the way the white man would do it. Okay, if he ever get his hands on it, he would destroy it. He would destroy it because the so-called white man is anti-original.
Come,
you know, that's what he is.
Deltune.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. Swahili has an ephony that is comparable to Italian, with clear, distinct sounds, vowel endings, and a.
Hey, shalom, shalom, all praise, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kadash, the Bahana to Zelda, and the apostles of the mission who do well. A peace, blessing, and salutation to Yoakim who are pushing this truth to the four winds of the heavenly and be on the forefront of this spiritual war, and to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise. Here if again as in the days of old. So we are going to do a little bit of comparison between the language which are spoken in the Western world and the Eastern world, man. And I wanted to do this lesson a long period of time. It have been on my mind, so to speak, man. And I encountered this video from GMS in Kansas, and they were going to the Swahili language, in which the Swahili language is just a Bantu language. There is debate that the Swahili language is Aramaic, and or a Bantu language. I think they are confused because Aramaic, what's Aramaic? Aramaic goes back to Hebrew, man. For example, what do you call the Arabic language? That's Aramaic. And a lot of language which are spoken in Middle East is also Aramaic. The same way we see the Bantu language, it is Aramaic. And that's Esau is there, trying to confuse you, trying to separate the Swahili language with Hebrew, man. The Swahili language is basically a broken Hebrew. You see, there are a lot of words which they resemble in the Lashawani, Kadash, in the Swahili, man. And for me, it is not a difficult thing to learn how to pronounce Hebrew words like Kazakh, you see, or Kwadash. How you say Kwadash? It is not a hard thing because Swahili and the Lashawani Kadash, which is the Hebrew language, they do resemble. They do resemble. In a sense that Swahili is a Bantu language, and the Bantu language is also a broken Hebrew language, I say. For example, in the Bantu language, in Hebrew say Bana, Banya Shala. In the Bantu language we say Bana. See? That's for sun. For water we say, if I'm not mistaken, it is Im. If I'm not mistaken, in the Hebrew, you can correct me on that. The same thing is a Bantu language. Maimu, we say Maimu. That's for water. For mother, it is Mama. In Swahili, it is Mama. In certainly Bantu language, it is Ama. Ama, Mayu. It's the same vibration. And what the brother we are going into, they are going into like comparing English and the Swahili, and they are going to how the Swahili is pure, not just the Swahili. The Bantu language does not change. It is there to stay. The same thing with Swahili. We have words like Malaki. Malaki is a Swahili language. It is also a Hebrew language. And a lot of other language, a lot of other names, they do resemble the Hebrew. You have a lot of names in the Bible. We have them in Swahili, like Eli, in Eli, in which it is Allah. It is Eli or Eli. We say in Swahili Eli. It is Allah. You see, so it is the same thing, which translates to power, man. You see, we have name like Aikaeli. It's the same thing like saying Israeli, Aikaeli. You see? So amen. And another thing which I have not seen concerning language, I get a hard time understanding. When I first came into this truth, I got a hard time listening to brothers in America, man. Like how the brother went into the word world. If you tell somebody, come to my world, you'll be looking like, what world are you talking about? But the Swahili is straight. I can't just tell you, come to my world. I'll be specific with you. So when I was listening to the brothers in America, I was like, why are they not getting to the point? Why are they speaking in a roundabout manner? But that's the nature of English. It's a bastard language. It's witchcraft. It makes you confused. That's why a lot of court system in the world, you see, their foundation is based upon Latin or English. That's why in the court, you might think, hey, I got this case, man, I'm going to win. But when they ask you two questions, you get confused. Why? Because the language itself is witchcraft. You shout that you got it, but they say, no, we didn't mean that, we mean this. So it is not direct. That's what English is. That's why we call it a bastard language. English or Latin or Greek is a bastard language. Swahili and the Bantu, that's straight up, very straight. See, of course, we have slang. For example, in English, somebody might call you Hey dude. Like he sound, hey dude, hey dude. When I hear somebody, calling me that, I feel like vomiting, man. That's a very effeminate way of calling somebody. Hey dude, hey buddy. That's yourself for you, man. That's the way you pronounce, the way you speak a language, the way those words come out, we know this language is effeminate, man. Like the English language. So it's the English language. If you don't have a base, say your voice is not. How do you say it in English? You don't have that voice there, like a bass. You speak really. You don't have a bass. Basically, you speak like you're coming like a child, like a woman, some type of shit. And you are speaking English. People will be like, "Ah, look what this dude, man." Calling somebody, hey dude. What's that, man? For example, in Swahili, when you wanna call somebody, hey dude, in Swahili, you call him mwamba vipi. The word mwamba translates into a lock, a little lock. If somebody is very austere, somebody is very outspoken, he's very stoic, you call him a lock. Literally, a lock. And that's another thing I should tell you, we are Israelite, man. Or you can call him a lock. There is two ways to say it, jiwe or mwamba. It translates into a lock. Somebody who is solid, like the former president of Tanzania, he was very famous, the President Magufuli. We literally nicknamed him the lock. Because he was very hard. He had his principles. That's what a man was supposed to be. And I can't blame the brothers in the Western world. That's what it is, man. You are speaking a language. How can you call somebody, hey bud? That's very effeminate, man. What are you talking about? You see? What are you talking about? You see? There's another way to call somebody over here. Oya Jesh. You call him Oya Jesh. Oya Jeshi, it translates into English, soldier. You see, if you have a language like that, a language which is solid, and I don't want to take away from the Hebrew. The Hebrew is the original language, man. You have a language like the Hebrew language, man. You see? So even in the way you speak to people, you speak to your child grew up into a man, he grew up stoic, he grew up austere. Not like English, hey buddy. You are a dad, you are a father. Even you call somebody dad. That's very effeminate, man. This is my dad. The first time somebody called me, hey, you guys, I got mad, man. What are you talking about? You guys. Hey, guys. That's you off, man. Hey, guys, come here, guys. I want to talk to you guys. That's a faggot right there, man. That's a bastard. When we say bastard language, that's what we mean. Sound like some homosexuals, man. You see? Or an Edomite, you say, commander, speaking to another nation, we will beat them hard. We will beat them really hard. we will beat them really hard. And to the point that they regret what they have been doing. That's the 5-star general. My point is the English language, man. It is off. It is off, man. The way you people in the Western world speak, but we don't have a choice. We have to learn it so that we can do certain things in society. What can we do? See? And in the English language, it's very difficult when you are preaching, you are reading from an English Bible, you want to translate to Swahili. We had those problem. For example, in the English language, if you say, I want to marry you, and the woman says the same thing, I want to marry you. So which is which? Who want to marry who? That's very confusing to me. You see? The English language is a confusion, man. Let us get the scripture, man. You see? Let me think. Let's put the word confusion. This is Psalm 44:15. My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face have covered me. You see? You see? We are living under a people. Everything they do is confusion. Starting from their language, it is confusion. The way society operates, confusion. The way the household operates, it is confusion, man. And this is a result of us transgressing the laws, man. You see, we are being, let me see. We are being ruled by the bases of men, man. It is in Daniel, man. He said, Daniel 4:17, this matters by the degree of the watchers, which means the angel, is demanded by the word of the Holy One, Yahweh Hashem Yashai, to the intent that the living may know that the Most shall rule in the kingdom of men, and they give it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of man. Who is that, man? That's Esau, man. The bases of man, even in their language, is confusion. I want to get married. And the woman also say, I want to get married. So which is which, man? You see? For example, in the English language, the way you call the blood of your mother and the blood of your father, you call them uncle. That's confusion, man. That's confusion, man. Is that? That's confusion. You see? Or you have a bunch of cousins, you're calling a whole bunch of people from different relatives, you're calling them cousin. So who is who here? Cousin. You see? Or the way they love you. That's also confusion. or Esau tell you, I like you, or I love you. So what's the difference here? Which is which? Which is which? I love you, I like you so much, I love you. What do you mean, man? I said, what's the difference between you are the love of my heart is beating for you? What heart do they mean, man? I love you from my heart. What do you mean? I was very confused when I started learning English. I was very confused. How can a heart love? A heart is supposed to be an organ. And I was like, But when I like a woman, you know, here is a confusion. When I like a woman, what's the difference between like and love? That's confusion. Let's go with like. When I like a woman, it's from my mind, not my heart, man. So I was very confused, man. You see? So a woman can marry. A man, you are a man, say, I want to get married to you. That's confusion, man. Over here in Tanzania, if you say something like that, the next question will be, who, and back then, not like now. Like now, there is a lot of styles you can do sex. But back then, it was only one style. A woman go down and you come on top. So, if you say you are a man and you say that I want to get married to you, the next question is, between you two, who will be on top and who will be down? That's mockery right there. They're mocking you. Like you're coming off like a woman. Calling somebody, hey dude. In Swahili, we tell you kaza sauti, and the kaza sauti is speak like a man. Who are you calling you, hey dude? And back then myself, when somebody speak to me like that, hey dude, I used to get angry. But like now, if you get angry, people will say you have a psychological disease because of this different witchcraft and a buzzword. If you get angry at certain things, they call you toxic masculinity, or they give you a psychological disease. You are a narcissist, or you have a body, you have a personality disorder, where you are a borderline personality. So they wanna let me get another scripture. This is Isaiah 30:10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophetess, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit, speak to us smooth things. That yes, can go to the English language, man. That's why when you are at camp and you speak with that manly vocal, you speak, you are coming as a man, man. You are going back to our ancient people will confront you and say, why are you aggressive? Why are you guys sound angry? When they see you speaking with a certain tone, not vocally, a certain tone, a manly tone, not calling people, hey dude, hey bud, hey dude. When you are coming off like a man of the Lord, you are speaking with that tone, man, that austere tone, that manly tone. Especially women in the West be asking you, why are you angry? And back then, when you were young, if you start speaking effeminate in front of your father will kick you. He will kick you with he will kick you really hard and tell you speak like a man. Back in the day, but like now they have stopped doing that. See, so that's it, man. You see. So, wait a minute. This is Ecclesiastes 1:1. For the same thing uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. The same force, the same tone, the same sentiment, the same meaning, the same translation. You see? have not the same force in them, and not only this thing, but the law itself and the prophecy and the rest of the books that was going to the English language, man. It is a very effeminate language, man. You see, we have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. For in the 8th and 13th year coming to Egypt, when Euctet was king, you see? So they don't have the same force, man. Say, I wanna get married to you. What kind of language is that? In the English language, man, people speak in cycle. It is a deceitful language, man. See, just be straight, man. Why are you going around in a cycle, man? Speak like a man, 1, 2, 3, then it is over. I can't do one. If you are a woman, tell you, say, yeah, I am gonna do 1, 2, 3. I'm not doing it. Oh, you know. When somebody starts by the statement, brother, you just know he's going to lie, man. Maybe. What kind of language you have? Maybe. I believe. If somebody starts by a statement, I used to get a very hard time. I believe this means this. If something means this, who is there to believe? For example, what is biology? Biology is a study of living organism and a non-living organism. That's it. Why the need to put, I believe, the meaning of biology? Who is there to believe? There's nothing there to believe. I believe, blast, I believe. That's I was going through all of this trying to show you, man, even the language. The brother here, I was inspired with the brother here. They were going to how the Swahili language is very straight and things of that nature. Not only the Swahili, even the Arabic, even the Bantu, certainly Bantu language, they are the same, very straight. You ain't gonna find a man in the Swahili language saying to a woman, I wanna get married to you. What's that? That's confusion. You see, so this I say shalom. I hope you brothers were edified. On to the next.